gonna do the da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da. I was gonna do Keith's little hum that he does when he starts the show, but man, I got time for that. What's happening, family? Welcome to the Community Voice. This is Michelle Bryant sitting in for Mr. Keith Paris. My colleague had a couple of other things that he had to do today, and so I am holding down the fort for him. And let me just say this because I need to jump right into it. There is an interview that is set up for a play that is actually coming to Milwaukee tomorrow. Many of us saw the movie Jason's Lyric, and Jermaine and I was just in the studio going through like, when did that come out? So look, I said 84, and Jermaine was like, no, because it was the song You Will Know. And we started singing it. And Jermaine was like, Michelle, that was the 90s. I was like, bruh, I think it was 84. And so I would have essentially aged our guest by 10 years had I been right. But I think I have him on the line, Mr. Tyron Turner. Hey, Tyron, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. What's up?
What's happening, fam? How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
I'm good. You see, I had aged you by 10 years. And,
man, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
and put you back. I had Kane going back to 1984. Wow. The character that y'all know Lorenz Tate and Tyron, their characters in Menace to Society was a whole hot mess.
Wow.
Look, I'm talking about you. We got the game Black Card. And they got all these questions about like cinematic movies and different quotes, and you got to be able to quote them. Yeah. Man, let people get quotes from Menace to Society. Can run through them like crazy. And that's where some of us get our first exposure to you, Tyron. But for people that are not that familiar with how you began your career, because you go on to be Rico and Belly. When I saw you on the episode of Blackish, I was like, wait, what's going on? So you have done a lot of work, bro. For people, though, that are like, well, how does all this get started? Because number one, you play your characters way too well. Too well. So when you think about the training, what it took to get some of these roles, tell people a little bit about you and how you get your start.
Well, I first got my start. I did how can I say this? I started off. I did a episode of America's Most Wanted. And it was a reenactment. That was like one of the first things I've done. And from there, I auditioned for Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation, which I played. It's like a movie, like a video, So I came in there, caught the bus. I grew up on 51st and Hoover, so I grew up around like a lot of gangs and a lot of drugs and all that kind of stuff. I never participated in it, but I had friends that was a part of it, and I was just kind of like a street smart kid without doing all the street stuff. So that's how I actually started. I started off just by like doing America's Most Wanted. Then I did Rhythm Nation with Janet Jackson. Then I continued to do like I had like a big part in Deep Cover. Then auditioned for Boys in the Hood. Didn't get it. Was cried, upset. Like wow.
Which role did you audition for? I
auditioned for Trey from Boys in the Hood. Trey.
Oh, for Trey. Okay.
Yep. I killed it, but it just.
I like that. You said you know you did it, right?
I know I killed it, but it didn't work out. So a year later, Menace was there waiting for me. So I was happy that I did Menace over Boys in the Hood for some reason. I'm happy about that.
So, but let me ask this question though. Formal training? Did you go to high school of the arts? Did you go to college and get training? Where does the train? Because I get that I'm drawing on what I know. I've got all these different things in my background. But when you start talking about the artistic form and being able to read and understand a script and bring that to life, where does that come from?
I went to acting school in the Valley. I also did drama in junior high school, but then after that, I went to acting school in the Valley. But it's just like a singer or anything else. You got to have it in you. I was just a natural, instinctual kind of actor. Like I'm very emotional, so I knew how to pull from just whatever's going on, from whether it's seeing stuff in a household or just seeing what's going on in the neighborhood. I'm very like I'm very like observant, and I just had this natural instinct. All I needed to do was kind of enhance it with acting classes, just learning how to take my beats and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's like you can't teach a singer how to sing. They just get, they're honing their craft by taking classes.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it definitely has showed up on screen. I know I saw somewhere in some of the bio info on you that you had also done some producing as well.
Right. Yeah. So um, I also it's crazy because I first wanted to do comedy, and I don't know why I'm leaving all this stuff out. So I don't. Yeah, maybe because it's more 9 o'clock in the morning. So I started off one. I started off with a big comedian. I actually did in Living Color first, episode in Living Color, and then from there, as far as the producing, like I've written comedy for Jamie Foxx, which is like one of my best friends. Also, we have a show that we created called Alert, which is on Fox Television right now. It's a missing person show that I created. That's on Fox Network, and just that, yeah, that's where I'm at.
So, okay, first of all, I'm blown away because I didn't realize the connection with Jamie. I did know about some of the start in comedy, and now being an In Living Color fanatic, I'm getting ready to go back and figure out which episode you was on because I want to see the show. That is so crazy to understand that, and I'm just gonna tell you, I'm glad, and I hope because I know I got students that listen to my show. They go back, they listen to it later in the day when they are out of school. We got a Milwaukee High School of the Arts here, and we have young people that have left here and have done great things. But
Right,
to be able to help people understand there are alternate ways to get there, but you can move, you can make these moves, and how to
right,
stay focused even if you got crazy stuff happening around you. That part
right.
about understanding your backstory is crazy inspirational. It's hard to imagine you being somebody's dad based on some of these parts I've seen, but you have children too, right? And married.
Not married.
Okay, not married. Okay.
I have twins. I only wanted one kid, but for some reason, two of them popped out. I don't know why. I don't know for what, but
And
the, when
how old are the kids? Because I'm just interested to know if they've seen your previous work.
yes, they see my previous work. They're like 23, 24.
Okay,
And I
okay.
always say they're like 23, 24 just for I don't know why I say that. I have it of saying that.
Oh no, trust me, I do it with my son's age all the time. It's
Yeah,
cool. It is no thing. So okay, so you are actually I don't know if you guys are here in town yet, but you all are doing a revival of basically the movie Jason's Lyric on stage here in Milwaukee. How do you
right.
come to this project, man?
Well, I got a phone call about Jason Lyric, and at first I was like, man, I did minutes. I don't want to really do Jason. I didn't want to mix it, but then I thought about it, and I was just like, nah. Jason Lyric was a great project, and I also thought that it would be a challenge to play Bokeem Woodbine's character, where he just got all this roller coaster kind of up and down, bipolar kind of character, and also just doing theater. Like I just wanted to challenge myself in with this live performance. So I challenged myself, and I also thought that it would be great. And I just had to think about it, and the producers and they really wanted me, and that helps when you're wanted. You know what I mean?
I know
And
that's right.
so I was like, man, let's just go for it. You know what I mean? And yeah,
So look, I had to go back because I haven't seen Jason's Lyric in like a minute. So
right,
the whole plot twist, I remembered the basics. I remembered Jada. I remembered, you know, the major characters. I remember, you know, a lot of these folks, Forrest Whitaker, Eddie Griffin Trench. I remember, you know, Alan Payne. But when I was thinking about like how you make that transition to the stage, and particularly for people that have seen the movies, when we come, what has the reception been like? How long have you guys been out on tour with this project?
We've been out on tour since like the probably like a month and a half,
Okay.
and the reception is incredible. We're getting 4.4 stars out of 5. The show's incredible. We got Eva, Marcel. We got, I mean, she's killing the K Michelle. We got Lawrence Hilton Jacob. We got
What?
Victoria.
I didn't know
Yeah,
Lawrence
yeah.
was in it. What?
What are you
I'm
talking
look.
about?
It's okay,
We
man.
Trey,
I'm getting ready. I'm getting
uh,
brought up to speed. So
yeah, we got
okay.
a we
This
yeah
is a
we got an
killer
all star cast.
cast.
Huh? Yeah, we got an all star cast. And when I tell you we're bringing it every night, like it's like we're bringing it. Like uh the LA show, Jamie came and he was so blown away. He did you see his
Review.
what you no he yeah, they reviewed him from, but it was all over TMZ. Like he absolutely loved it.
Okay. Okay. I have to go check it out. I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, it's dope. It's dope.
So this, I mean, like, okay. So this is crazy because um I had something else to do tomorrow. And so, because I didn't know about the play. And so they was like, you want to go to the play? I'm like, nope, not going to be able to go. Because I got something else to do. Man, I'm about to text people right now and reschedule and change my
Please
schedule
come
around because this sounds like it is going to be amazing. So how long are you guys going to be out on tour?
till like May, like until May, like the middle of May.
So now let me ask you, because you're playing a bad boy in this role too. Do you
Right,
feel like you have been typecast in your career? Are these, you know, roles you've gravitated towards? And what is the role that you've played that's the most different from Rico and Kane and, you know, the parts you're playing now?
right. I'm glad you asked that question. As far as typecast, no, I don't feel typecast because I feel like in the roles that I play show different dynamics of me. You know, if you look at Minister Society, you know, I had to cry. I had to have these different emotions. He wasn't someone that was just had a gun and was going crazy. It wasn't me just going crazy. You know, I had to think. I had to show different emotions. I had to be tough. I had to be vulnerable, emotional. You know, as far as Jason Lyric to play, you know, I had to be bipolar. Like it's not even 1 minute he's happy, 1 minute he snaps, 1 minute it's just a different components to that character. I also play when I did uh not Black Panther the superhero, but when I played in Black Panther the civil rights movement, I played a militant character. When I did this movie called Little Boy Blue with Ryan Philippe, I play a cop. On Chicago Hope, I play a doctor.
That's
So
right.
it's just when you it's like when you do something like a Goodfellas or Robert De Niro does. I mean, Al Pacino does Scarface. When you do something spectacular to the world, you know, not coming from me, but this is what they say.
I
when you
got
do
you.
when you do something like a Minister Society where everybody know every line, it just stands out. When you do something like a belly where you're eating a banana and you're the biggest hater in the world, um, it just stands out and resonates. You know what I mean? It's just like if you was to ask Tupac to do a song like "Too Legit to Quit" by MC Hammer, I'm sure people wouldn't be like, "Oh, is he stereotyped because he just know how to tell
Right. Right.
amazing stories from a from a neighborhood point of view." No, sometimes you just stereotypical. I don't care if I have to do play a gangster 25 times. I'm gonna play them 25 different ways. You know what I mean? So
I
nah,
do. I got it. I
yeah,
mean,
and I appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
like,
appreciate it.
and that's the thing I think that I definitely wanted to be clear about because, you know, we all got them iconic move like in the community, Menace is one of the it's on the shelves. You know, people got
Right,
the it's in the collection. If you got
right,
black movies and movies that's important in our community, that was one of those. You know, you think about the
right,
work that Pacnam did, and it was crazy. Like watching these young brothers, and ultimately where all y'all would land and how y'all would go on is nothing short of phenomenal either. But to be able to help people appreciate that there's been a wide range of roles that you have played
right.
and what that means. But I'm gonna tell you, bro, I peep your social media game, the interviews that you do, the shows. I would tell anybody, you give some insight on the industry, on personalities, on
Right.
you know, I was like, you know, the advice you gave to Diddy, I was like, take the plea,
Yeah,
bro.
that was real though.
I mean, like, do you ever get backlash because of some of the things you talk about on social media?
Well, um, you know how
Because
social
I mean,
media
like, man,
people
you've been
have
out there talking about knocking folks out, and
right.
the
So
KC and
so
JoJo thing, I thought I was gonna die when I was listening to that. I was like, woo.
well,
So I'm just wondering, like, what kind of backlash, if any, do you get from some of these social media interviews and posts and stuff?
right. Sometimes, so you know, the truth hurts sometimes. But look, so sometimes you know people be like, "Oh, you think you tough?" Or it is, and never do I think I'm tough. I'm a human being. I just protect myself at when need to be. You know, like I said, Casey and JoJo, we're all in a different place right now. We're friends or whatever, but that happened a while back, and it was a situation that, you know, sometimes you gotta pop off and show, like Kendrick say.
I hear you.
Um,
But wait, can I
and
ask you?
but as far, go ahead.
Oh no, no, no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Finish your point.
My point to you is that, yeah, like I just grew up in an era where you had to you know, you didn't hide behind the Instagram and you had to fight. You had to knock on somebody's door and fight them. You had to. Your mama told you, hey, you ain't coming to the house till you go fight. So
I,
I just come from a real world of just where you had to go do it, and maybe it comes off a little, I don't know, arrogant or cocky, but I never thought that having to fight somebody was you know, you had to get some
and I'm gonna
backlash
be
or just
honest. That's not my
it ain't like
impression.
I'm shooting nobody or picking up a gun.
Right. It wasn't my impression. You know, you just it sounds like when people just recounting what happened, like this is what it
Right.
was. But I'm gonna tell you, you did a piece not too long ago, and you mentioned Lamont Bentley.
Yes.
You know he was from Milwaukee.
Yes, I do know he's from Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I
his
do.
family's his grandmother's house was not that far from where you guys are gonna be. So when I saw Lamont Bentley's name mentioned, I was like, and for people who are like, who is Lamont Bentley, Michelle? If you go back to Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer when they did what was the show?
He was on he was on
He was on
Moesha
Moesha,
with Brandy,
but
and he also did Tales from the Hood.
yeah,
Um,
and
yeah, Lamont. Yeah,
yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, I said, I wanted to, you know, he was from Milwaukee, so because that was one that caught us
yeah, I love that
when he
guy.
passed. He was a good
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, he was a great guy. I love that guy. That really messed my energy, my spirit of like great guy, get your shirt off his back. You know, didn't deserve to just have the accident the way it is. But life is unapologetic, and you just never know.
Well, I tell you, I'm gonna respect the time. I know we had a time frame for the interview. We will remind people about where the show is, how they can get tickets. But Tyron, when I tell you this has been an honor and a treat, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, bruh. I appreciate the time you've given us, and I am about to just adjust my plans so I can see this show tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank
Look,
you for
the
having me,
producer in the show,
and
he's like, "Oh, I'm
identify you.
coming."
And if you come, it, just tap me and let me know that you're there, so I could just, you know. so I'll know that you're really there.
I understood. I will make a point to figure out, if,
Oh,
if, if security don't push me back, I'll figure out a way to make sure you know that I'm in the building.
okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All
Thank you
right.
for
Thank you,
having me.
bro. I appreciate you.
Okay, all right,
All right, y'all. So
great.
Jason's lyric. It is happening tomorrow. And as he said, this is a part of a tour that they are doing. We have been fortunate, and I'll give you the details on the show, but we have been fortunate to get some tickets that we can give away. So I'm going to take a break. But for callers 3, 5, 5, and 7, we got a pair of tickets for you. Michelle Bryant sitting in for my colleague. What'd you say? I know that, sir. Thank you. Thank
So
you,
that
sir.
means one of the pairs going to me. Brother, stay out of it. We got this over here.
Yeah, no. I got it.
We got this over here, brother.
Because I'm doing this till 11 o'clock, right? Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm going to come back and do some others. Okay. All right, family. So let me do this. Yes, for people that love Keith Paris and you tuned in, it was like, man, what's she doing on the phone? What's she talking? I am sitting in for my colleague so that he could take care of some other things today. But this is the community voice. Michelle Bryant sitting in for Keith Paris. I'll be right back.
The AM and 106.5 FM with your host, Keith Parrish.
All right, welcome back to the Community Voice. And yes, this voice is way sexier than Keith Pierce. Way, way, way. This is Michelle Bryant sitting in for my colleague who couldn't be in today due to another uh don't want to say commitment because his job is his commitment, but another thing that he had to do today. So I am holding down the fort. And I had said before we went to break, did a great interview with Tyron Turner, young brother who I go back to Minister Society with, but has done a lot of work between now and today. He is actually in town for a stage performance of the hit movie Jason's Lyric. And he the interview was great, really made me want to come out and see the play. And then he messed up and said Lawrence Hilton Jacobs is in the play. Now there's some of y'all like, who is Lawrence Hilton Jacobs? Boom Boom Washington from Welcome Back Holler. Now he's been a whole bunch in between, but my first crush, fine, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. So, and I just saw he's 71. I was like, 71? Get out of here. So that's crazy. So I said we were going to take callers 3, 5, and 7. Those calls, I'm Cooley High. Thank y'all. Cooley High. But those calls have come in. So we got caller number 3, Angela Hudson. Caller number 5, Terrence Ray. Caller number 7, is that Jackie Lowe? Jermaine? Jackie Lowe. So we got these folks in. I'm going to give one more set of tickets away before the show is over today. So stay tuned. And the performance, give you that. And the performance information, let me go back and pull that real quick because I had just pulled it up. So this play is happening tomorrow. You need to be available to be able to go tomorrow. And I am just pulling it up to give you the logistics. It is going to be at the Pabst Theater. And let's just tell you the details. So it's happening at the Pabst Theater tomorrow at 7:30 at the Miller High Life Theater. Doors open at 6:30. Tickets, there are some tickets still on sale. The folks that are in it, Alan Payne, one of the original cast members, Jason from Jason's Lyric, Eva Marcel. Oh, wait. Because I'm reading. It's based on these characters. But I'm trying to make sure, people, but I'm trying to make sure I have everybody that is actually going to be in it. Yeah, K. Michelle. Oh, wait, it sounds like they got Tretch in it too. No. Oh, they brought back a lot of the original people. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be good then. Blown away. So I will give away another pair of tickets. Just stay tuned. I will do it in the 10 o'clock hour. I promise to do that. So let me take a minute. Since I'm talking about performing, and in this case, movies, theater. And I was just looking at a clip where the original person that they wanted to play Lorenz Tate's role in Minister Society was actually Eazy-E. And the guy who was doing everything in the interview on the Breakfast Club, he said it was just a whole bunch going on. So they weren't able to get Easy, but he said it wasn't all easy. Easy was great. But they said they had gone through all these other people and that Lorenz Tate was actually in the pile of resumes that they were not keen on using. That Miller, you know what? Okay, hang on. Because I just saw, okay, Miller, and I did say Miller High Life. Oh, the Pabst Theater Group.
Right.
There you go. So it's the Pabst Theater Group, but the venue is the Miller High Life Theater. And that is, where the hell? What's the address? Let me get that.
What's that, 6 in Kilburn?
500 West Kilbourne.
Yeah.
So the Miller High Life Theater, the PAPS group, they have a number of theaters. That's PAPS Theater, the Riverside, Miller High Life, Turner Hall, the Fitzgerald. So they got a whole bunch of different venues under that umbrella. So I apologize for the confusion. But it is at the Miller High Life Theater, 500 West Kilbourne Avenue. So 5th and Kilbourne, 6th and Kilbourne over there. Okay, perfect. So, yep, I mentioned Lorenz Tate. He was in the pile of folks that they had not planned to interview or have an audition. They didn't think that he was going to be good. And they said as soon as he came in, and, you know, his build was very different from what they imagined for his character. And as soon as he came in and started doing the part, doing the audition, he nailed it immediately out the gate. Immediately out the gate. And I'm going to tell you, I was just with Lorenz Tate last year for the unveiling of the Val Phillips statue on the Capitol grounds. He and his brothers have been huge supporters of the work that was done by the family and Mike Johnson to be able to erect that statue. And so literally I was standing right next to him in Madison at that event. So it's just crazy how we have these full circle moments. But I said I wanted to take a second, since I was talking entertainment, to just pose a question. And Jermaine, I had been waiting on you for this particular question. So we have had lightweight conversation, particularly after Angie Stone's death. And she talked about that the mechanicals in relationship to her music, that she had not been paid fairly or at all in some cases. We know that there's also one of the brothers from Boys to Men was up on Capitol Hill lobbying, talking about credits for musicians, because right now writers are primarily the people who get paid after the production is over and that song is playing on the radio. The people who singing it not getting paid anymore on that, but the writer still is.
Right.
So there's been a conversation about residuals. Can you frame that real quickly for people?
Yeah, residuals are money that you make off of something that's in rotation. So you would get a residual check every quarter. So it's just them paying you for your work in the quarterly form.
So I did that to be messed up because are you familiar with the residual challenge?
Yes, the Chris Brown. Yes, R. Kelly just did it.
Yeah.
Oh, he snapped.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up. I love, pull it up. I love that you're on top of this.
Come on, man.
I say if anybody is going to know and appreciate this, it is going to be Jermaine. So just for context, there was a challenge that was started by, actually it was started by Tank, who decided to do his own verse on a Chris Brown song, Residuals.
Yeah, Tank did it, and Jacob Lattimore did it.
And Jacob, okay.
Yeah.
And so this thing has been a challenge that has been issued to other singers to display their talents, their skills, and their vocal prowess. Like, you know, what you got? Can you handle it? R. Kelly does it from jail. Yeah, and people was like, some people was like, I know R. Kelly from jail is not getting in on this challenge.
Yeah,
you got it?
I got it.
Okay. Can we play it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
All right, we're gonna pull it up. So on March 11th, R. Kelly.
This call is from Robert Kelly.
Here we go, y'all.
Will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. You may begin speaking now.
I got 2 minutes. Let's go. First, I want to thank my fans for being the realest. Now let's get down to business on this breezy remix. Had had to make this phone call just to let you know you ain't cheap. It's questions on my mind. It's questions on my mind. You're still selling my music, making all this money. Don't even send shit to my books for
He's got curse words in it.
in this place, I know I don't deserve it.
Okay, so we may not be able to play it, but you got the idea. Yeah, don't worry about it. We ain't got shit what's on the rest of it. Because I know I had heard a version where they had beat the profanity out. Okay, it's okay. But that was R. Kelly, y'all, singing from jail. And there were people that were heated, because given what he's in jail for, how is he able to do this? This out of order. Y'all making light of his victims and whatever. Other comments that people wanted to weigh in. But R. Kelly, if you listen to what he was singing, you listen to the lyrics of what he was saying, R. Kelly was like, no, let's be clear. It's people out here making money
Off of me.
And, my talent, my name, my music, and I'm not getting paid for that. And whether you like what I did or not, I still did that work. And so when I tell you, I thought of Jermaine right away because R. Kelly literally said, somebody said Suge Knight speaks from jail all the time. But one of the lyrics, tell me who's getting all my checks. Where is my money at? Tell me who is getting paid for my grind. All of that's supposed to be mine, is what he is singing on this. Who gave you 34 years? Who made you billions of dollars? Who put the R in R&B? Swear that it's killing me. And I'm still making you holler. He continued. And so, like, when I heard it, I can't deny the crime part of his life aside, you still did this work.
Yeah.
And people are acting like because you committed a crime, you are no longer entitled to.
No. So what really tripped me out about the whole business side of it. If I sign a deal, I belong to that record label that I signed.
Right.
So if I belong to you, normally what they would do is because if I'm signed to the label and if I get in legal trouble and go to jail, normally the record company will come and bail you out because you're their cash cow. You're making them money, so they're going to keep you free.
Right.
So they're going to do whatever it takes, or whether it's write the judge, whatever, talk to their close DA friends to make sure that you get out of that trouble because you're their cash cow. For R. Kelly situation, what tripped me out is this man really did make the record company billions of dollars, from his music sales to everything that he did. And for them not to even be in his corner or even put anything on his books,
because like he said, where's my money going?
It's troubling.
Because if you tell me, well, there was a fund set up for victims and there was residual checks are being paid to that account, that's one thing. But so these were some of the comments that were online. Quote, they're praising R. Kelly because he's saying residuals good. Like y'all don't stand for blank ever. Somebody else said, so y'all cancel R. Kelly quick as hell, then want him out because he sang over a jail phone remixing residual. You can't make this stuff up. Somebody else said this sounds like an episode from a Boondocks episode.
See, but the whole crazy thing about the people that's weighing in, they don't know, man, that the crime that he did. Now, I'm not saying that what R. Kelly did was right. Not saying that at all. But if we're going to look at the accountability meter, let's look at the meter, because I'm gonna be very careful with how I word this because I don't want it to seem like that I'm blaming the victim. I'm not victim shaming at all. That's not what I'm doing. However, for some of these parents, by taking your kid to a room full of men and you leave them there, did you really have your kid best interest in mind?
Now, you're not going to get no pushback from me because some of these situations was out of order.
I mean, completely out of
order. And for people to then want to and these young girls, they are victims in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the development yet
Yeah.
to appreciate the
Yeah.
severity of what's going on around you.
Yeah.
But some of these parents,
Come on, man.
I just thought he was. I just stopped playing.
Man, they was intrigued by the fact that it was a superstar that wanted to work with their child, and for you not to sit in the presence of your
You
child
don't
while
turn
they
your
work,
you don't turn your kid over to people
and you
unsupervised.
leave them for hours and hours, and
Yeah, you don't
you
turn your children over
you
unsupervised.
approved for them to stay with this man.
I do, and like you said, you don't want to victim shame, and you don't want to, even parents that are grieving some of the stuff that went
Yeah.
on, because you can realize as a parent, I made some mistakes,
Yeah.
some missteps. In hindsight, I should have never left. Because I think about, some boys would come to my house and my mom would be sitting right there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, fam.
Yeah.
You can at least go sit in the den. You ain't got to sit right. She would do everything but sit in between us.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit there and make sure he
Yeah.
don't touch.
What's
you.
going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I need to know.
Yeah, so nobody could come upstairs and go in your room.
At all.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Closed doors?
Yeah.
No closed
No
door.
closed door.
Open
So
every door.
It was a lot of rules that
Yeah.
seemed to go out the window
Yeah.
because somebody was a celebrity.
Exactly.
But I'm still sorry. He did the work.
Yeah, he did.
He did the work.
And his talent has nothing to do with his
He
crime.
did the work.
Yeah.
Now, and he could sing, even though some of his stuff I thought was crazy. You remind me of my Jeep was always the craziest song.
I want something like my car.
that was always the most retarded song ever to me. But I love Braid My Hair. Which is ridiculous too. But I get the concept. But I'm just saying, like, it's like saying Bill Cosby should never get a residual check from the Cosby Show. But you did the work. One has nothing to do with the other. And that is the one thing we do well in this society. When you make mistakes, everything that you are is forgotten, and all you are is the mistake, or all you are is the horrific thing. Because mistake may sound like too light of a way to describe the severity of what R. Kelly did and was convicted of. So I want to be respectful to Jermaine's point, but that's not all I was. Yeah. I was not only a pedophile. Now that sounds crazy to say out loud, but when you talk about, to his point, the millions and millions of dollars you have made for other people and for the industry, and we know that there are residual checks that are out there for that, because he wrote a lot of his music.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
He wrote and produced.
So if the dude who's never committed a crime is entitled to that, why am I not entitled to it because I committed a crime? Yeah. Those things are independent of one another. And people don't like, being able to be fair or to see that. Somebody said they might do what they just did to Angie Stone, to R. Kelly. All I'm saying is that it's a real conversation. This boy got a legal basis by which to have this conversation. And I think most of us, if you had done this body of work and generated all this money, even if you have done other things that got your behind landed in jail, are you still entitled to what you did for your work? You are. You are. And it's people not gonna like what I said. And because I briefly lightweight had the conversation yesterday, and some folks got testy with me. And when you don't understand, I do understand. I've talked about, this stuff from the lens of somebody who somebody said, Michelle, you almost had me call you out about Kel. He was a lyrical genius. You remind me of my Jeep was my jam.
Sure was.
He wrote for Celine Dion and many more. And I ain't even thinking about that because I was just talking about his music. Yeah. I forgot that he had written for other people.
He wrote He wrote
But lyrical
Free
genius
Willy.
song. Let me pull up the lyrics. You remind me of my G.
Yeah. You remind me of my G. I wanna ride it. Something like my car.
Oh, look who know it.
Yeah.
Look who know the song.
Something's done.
That's so mad.
Hey.
Okay. Wait. Let me pull it up. Talk about some lyrical genius. Girl, you look just like my cars.
Yeah.
I want to wax
Right.
it. And something like my bank account, I want to spend it.
Yeah.
You know what? Whatever.
Something good. Wait,
This
I mean,
the
what's the
same.
verse?
You remind me of my G. I want to ride it. Something
No,
like
that's
my
chorus
sound.
line.
I want to pump it. Girls, you look just like my cars. I want to wax it. I'm so mad at him.
Something like my bank account.
Yeah, that's it.
So what's the verse? So what's the first?
It says, girl, you look just like my cars. I want to wax it. And something like my bank account. I want to spend it, baby.
So that's the chorus line. So then
Yeah.
after that, what's the first line to that?
The verse.
Something.
Let me see. How many verses did he have? No, that's it. I don't see it. But in any case, just so you're a lyrical genius. Get out of here. Not on this song.
Not on that. Man,
Y'all stop harassing me, man.
he's a genius on that song.
Oh, wait. Let me look and see.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, isn't that the basis for the Son of Sam law? Oh, wait. Now, folks want to get deep. Not allowing people to benefit while locked up, especially when the craft was used in commission of the crime. When he was writing songs for Celine Dion, what crime was he committing? Really? You had to pull it up.
Got me going crazy.
The song that I hate. you want to play this? But yeah, T-Ray, who sent the question, he wasn't necessarily committing a crime when he wrote all of these songs. Now, because if you write songs, say what?
Some of them songs got him locked up. The lyrical content certainly.
You can't get locked up for lyrical content.
No,
he didn't get locked up.
No,
the
lyrics of his song I
some
didn't play.
Of the lyrical content gave you an idea of his mindset.
Well,
yeah,
they
but
used
it didn't play.
But it's not illegal.
I'm not saying. I just said his mindset.
Okay, but it wasn't putting that in a song was not illegal. Let me just say that it's not illegal. And so there was not a commission of a crime. If we talk about not paying somebody because you committed a crime when you was writing these songs.
Man, this man wrote songs like.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, you know, because R. Kelly just straight been blacklisted. You can't hardly hear his stuff.
He's probably solely responsible for Ronald Kelly's comeback.
Yeah, big. The Isley.
Yeah. I mean,
Ronald Isley.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know,
musical genius.
Yeah, this is what I said. And he used his craft to entice his victims. No. He was singing before he ever messed with a kid, a young person.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Let me see.
Listen,
don't be making me defend R. Kelly.
Hold on.
But he did not use his music to snare in
at all.
Kids.
What people have to understand, and I'm speaking from a musician point of view. As crazy as this sound, is the truth. Women or some people are attracted to talent. They are like attracted to talent.
Man,
so
look, it ain't just talent. The same way you got these women that follow ball players around.
Preachers.
I was just having this conversation with somebody. There's people getting ready to be truly offended by the comments I'm about to make.
Oh boy.
But
the views are dependent.
Yeah, just go ahead. Because we was having a conversation about interracial marriages in athletes.
Yeah.
And, I said, and this sounded jacked up to some people, but I said, a part of it is you marry who you around.
Yeah.
And what you see.
Yeah.
Black women, a lot of them, there are some that do.
Mm-hmm.
But we ain't trying to groupie up and follow you all around the country. We ain't even got the funds to do that anyway. Trying to be in the right spot so I can see Michael Jordan and show him cleavage, and hopefully he'll take me back to his hotel. You know, it's a lot of women that. I mean, I know it happens.
You'll say some do.
I just said, I know it happens because I done seen them.
Yeah.
When my son worked for the Bucks years ago,
they.
You know, I know groupies are out there. I've seen them when the Bucks come to town.
Oh, they put
in certain restaurants and bars they go to, or I'm sorry, when the NBA players come to town, if they got overnight, you can see them out and you can see the women
hanging down at the Pfister Hotel.
But you know, I know even local bands. There's women.
Yeah.
Oh, trifle and trampy.
Listen,
they sit up. Hey, what?
No, seriously.
They attracted to you being a singer. They're attracted to you having a band.
Yeah.
And they know you be married. And they be all up in your damn grill trying to get with you.
And that is true because I had a situation. And this is the truth.
You had a stalker.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Same thing.
This is the whole
same thing.
But I had a whole situation that I was in a relationship and I had the young lady that I was dating with me at my gig. And at my gig, the person that did what they did knew I had a young lady with me because she was sitting on off the side of the stage. This person walked up to the stage, took her drawers off and threw it on stage. In front of her.
Took her underwear off.
Took her underwear off and threw it.
People can see her take them off.
Yeah, she
dropped them down.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I know it exists.
But I had to answer to
exactly.
Like I didn't do it.
I mean, even doing talk radio. You know, we was talking about this yesterday. I literally had a dude come to the radio station to tell me that he wanted me to be the mother of his children. And I was like, what part about me saying I'm somebody's grandmama have you missed when I've been talking? And Keon had to get up and come intervene because that's what this brother said when he came to the radio station. So I'm just telling you that there is definitely truth to Jermaine saying, you know, these people can be attracted to you. R. Kelly started singing when he was 8 years old at church. Yeah. He had been singing all his life.
And the majority
he didn't start singing to be able to entice girls.
Right.
He was already a singer.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying you can drag him, but at least let's be factual
and truthful
about what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me take a break. let me take a break. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll take a break. I'll be right back, y'all.
Donald Trump is out of control, stopping payments for healthcare and food for hungry kids, eliminating the Department of Education, and letting Elon Musk access your most private information. Now Trump and Musk are backing Brad Schimmel because they know he'll let them do whatever they want. Not Judge Susan Crawford. She'll be the check and balance we need to protect us from Trump when he goes too far. That's why we need Judge Susan Crawford on the Supreme Court.
FM with your host, Keith Parrish.
I'm really not comfortable with Jermaine being the producer for the show. He will, I appreciate that he says, hey,
Yeah,
your mic is hot.
Mm-hmm.
I
fire.
can get, here's the joiner. We're coming back.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I'll get a countdown. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
And the 4.
So he's letting me know, Michelle,
Mm-hmm.
don't do or say anything
Mhm.
untoward.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
Uh-huh.
That get us or you
Fired.
fired. I appreciate,
Uh-huh.
but it also feels like he thinks that I'm trifling.
Well, we
he
get along for a
He always
reason.
got to step in and kind of like save me from myself.
Yeah, because we get along for a reason.
So I'm just saying. So it always tickles me. Hey, that mic is hot.
Birds of a feather really do flock together.
I mean, you get the intensity because he'll make sure that we make eye contact. Hey, that mic
Listen,
is hot.
You gotta stay on point like Stacey Adams. So I gotta make sure.
So I appreciate it. For those of you that are just now joining us, let me say welcome to the program. You are listening to the Community Voice, Keith, which is Keith Parris' show, as he would, definitely tell you. This is my show. It is the Keith Parris host of the Community Voice, but he ain't here. So it's Michelle Bryant today, sitting in for my fam, and I'm gonna try to act right. I'm just gonna try to act right. There will be no hateration in my delivery today. I know y'all are not used to that, listening to King Hater himself, Mr. Parris. We got a caller. Let me get them in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Good morning.
So what happened to the young prodigy, Carvey? Did he go to school, or what's going on with him?
No, Carvey isn't with the station any longer. Man, I got to figure out how long has it been since Carvey's been gone, maybe about a month now. Yep, about a month. And so, so he's not with us anymore. Obviously, we still keep in touch. That's our family. That's our young brother. We love Carvey, but yeah, he's not at the station anymore.
Okay,
but he's good. He is good.
Tell him we wish him the best.
Thank you so much for asking about him. I appreciate it. All right, then. Thank you. And family, he does listen to the show. So I know he'll be glad to know that folks miss his presence and asked about him. So that is perfect. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to mention, just real quick, I want to talk about Lauryn Hill showing up at Roberta Flack's funeral. Because I had said on my own show that I had planned to do a piece on Roberta Flack. I thought this was an excellent opportunity and time to do so. But first of all, I got to take just a couple of minutes, just a couple, to tell y'all about Jayceon Branch. Jayceon Branch, who is 9 years old, is my hero. You might not remember much about your days in elementary school, but you probably remember that a lot goes down at recess. Students at a charter school in Raleigh, North Carolina, will certainly remember the day one of their classmates performed a courageous and potentially life-saving act on one of his friends. Jayceon Branch, who is 9 years old, was playing basketball with his friend Danye Moore, who is 7, during recess at Raleigh Oak Charter Elementary. When Branch noticed his friend struggling to breathe in the middle of the game, he sprung into action. Jayceon says he knew Danye was eating a snack during the game. So when he saw him stop playing and bend over, he realized he needed help. That's when he started performing the Heimlich maneuver, a first aid technique involving abdominal thrusts that is used when a person is struggling to breathe because their windpipe is blocked. This was according to the Cleveland Clinic. Quote, we were playing basketball and he ate a granola bar and we started playing longer until he started choking. I didn't know he was actually choking, so I just did my thing, which is a Heimlich. This is what Javion told the reporter at WRAL News. What is even more surprising than the fact that this 9-year-old knew what to do is that he learned the technique online instead of at a CPR class. Quote, I learned it from watching YouTube because a teacher saw a student choking and the student came to the teacher and started doing this. And then the teacher started doing what I did to Danye, is what he said. Danye's mother, Aja Moore, says she's grateful that Jasion's quick thinking helped save her son. Quote, at first I wasn't understanding that he had to be given the Heimlich maneuver or anything like that. It was surprising. I'm just thankful his friend was able to demonstrate that on him, she told WRAL. Raleigh's charter school celebrated Jasion's bravery with a special event. The school's executive director, Eric Johnson, called him a hero. So, how many of your 9-year-old children know about and could actually accurately perform the Heimlich maneuver? I know grown folks that don't know exactly how to do it. How you hold your hands, where you position them on the body, how many times you need to do the thrust. So there was no way I was going to read about this young brother and not take a minute, even though we all the way in Wisconsin, to call out JCI, because this was nothing short of just incredible. Just absolutely nothing short of incredible. So kudos to this baby who said, I went online and looked it up for myself because my teacher was talking about it in class. Now, I want to take a second to play for you all something that I learned about recently. So we all know that amazing and talented Roberta Flack passed away on February 24th. And a lot was going on at that time. And so proper respect and homage, at least for me, has not been properly given to this sister and her talent. But I was reading something on the Roots website, and the story I just took about Jason, I got it from the Root. That's where I was going to get the story about Roberta Flack's funeral service. And because I had heard, and Jermaine is now telling me he had an opportunity to watch it live, that Lauryn Hill, who was not on the program to perform at Roberta Flack's funeral, surprised everyone by coming to the church and went up and performed 2 of the songs that she had covered with Roberta Flack. So I want to play this. Stevie Wonder also performed at Roberta Flack's homegoing service. This was all on March 10th. So let me play this for you, and then I'll come back and bring you up to speed. You ready?
Shy and asking us to attend, so we kind of bum rushed the service. 1, 2. Because it really wouldn't be possible for us to just stand by and not participate in this homegoing service for our beloved Mrs. Roberta Flack. I was just supposed to, please bear with us because we prepared something quickly in the back room. We had a show yesterday, and we're just coming home in time to celebrate our queen. I wrote something quickly I'd like to share, please. Okay, I wrote, for me, The artistry of Mrs. Roberta Flack was beyond trailblazing. She and artists like Nina Simone carved out for me a pathway of soulful, Black, intellectual, sublime beauty that not only spoke to Black resistance directly in lyric and statement, but was Black resistance to racism and bigotry and limitations by virtue of its existence. Meaning, she didn't just write about the beauty, she was the beauty. She didn't just write about resistance, her existence was a form of resistance. She wrote our stories in forms the established authorities of the time could not deny. Compositions wrapped with graceful classical forms and nuances that would not nor could not be dismissed. She wrote and played and manifested verses for our dignified representation on behalf of our dignified collective existence. This is not even to mention the voice that was clear as a bell, with a resonance and a beauty and clarity of tone so rare and unique that the listener is pulled in to acknowledge its quiet power, Roberta Flack's quiet fire. The fire of her messages, of her political intent, of her love songs that raised a generation. I was introduced to Donny Hathaway through Mrs. Flack. Another legend and troubadour of a deep, 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 soulful and spiritual tradition built from parts pain and suffering, but more so from victory and triumph and transcendence and overcoming and power and dignity reclaimed, dignity declared, beauty and strength and resilience and grace declared. I adore Mrs. Roberta Flack. I thank my parents for introducing me to her masterful music. They made me rich through exposure to this musical wealth, like a child with an inheritance or a trust fund. This is legacy. And thank you to our Father in heaven, to our God on high, for blessing and enriching all of our lives with her presence and undeniable gifts. Roberta Flack is legend.
Avez-vous peur de parler en... So I got to take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to play just a bit of the performance of, hang on one second. I'm just trying to turn this off. I'm going to play a bit of the performance of Lauryn Hill. I'll see if I can find the one with Stevie Wonder as well. At the funeral service, homegoing service, life celebration of Roberta Flack. I'll be right back.
Donald Trump is out of control, stopping payments for healthcare and food for hungry kids, eliminating the Department of Education, and letting Elon Musk access your most private information. Now Trump and Musk are backing Brad Schimmel because they know he'll let them do whatever they want. Not Judge Susan Crawford. She'll be the check and balance we need to protect us from Trump when he goes too far. That's why we need Judge Susan Crawford on the Supreme Court.
You're inside Community Voice on WNOV 860 AM and 106.5 FM with your host, Keith Paris.
Hi, Keith.
Welcome back. Yeah, we got the same haircut right about now.
Michelle, have you noticed that he turns your mic on? He thinks that'll keep you from saying things.
Well,
Oh no, Shell a G.
both of you all figure out ways to try to manage me. I figured that out.
See,
I'm not crazy.
see, I figured, Shell, if I was your
But
man,
I know you.
come on, people, put the camera on me now. I need the peoples. I need the peoples with the S on it to hear what I'm saying.
Oh,
Cameras
So,
on.
which camera? Which one? This one right?
Yeah.
Listen here. Come on in a little bit closer. Come on in a little bit.
You want us to tum on in?
Come on in a little bit closer.
Not tum in.
No. See, listen. Michelle, if you're watching this, if I was your man, I'll push buttons to let you know that I know what I'm doing, baby. All right, you can move the camera. I'm out.
Well,
Go on back about your business now.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Come on back in here.
Thank you for that announcement. Look, we had a caller who held through the break. I am sitting in for my colleague Keith Paris. This is his show.
It was.
As he would make sure that we know it's his show. But I am covering for him right now. Let me catch this caller before I play this piece from Lauryn Hill. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Michelle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Because I want to keep you on speaker so Brenda can hear you.
Okay.
So I want to kind of just for a minute sway back to the conversation you were having about the groupies and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And so Keith started out his show yesterday about, which I didn't really understand the question about the wearer and the pursuer of the wearer. And then it kind of faded into are men weak? And so we talking about.
That was the show yesterday?
Yeah, so we kind of swayed into. It kind of went all over.
Y'all weak.
No, that ain't what happened.
Okay, and that's where I'm going, Michelle. Men are weak, okay, because y'all were
I'm
talking
just kidding. I'm just kidding. But go ahead and say what you got to say.
Y'all were talking about R. Kelly and all these stars, right? And the groupies that sit around. Preachers got groupies.
Yeah.
Bartenders got groupies.
Barbers. Yeah.
Barbers got groupies.
Yeah.
So why do men fall in that trap where they feel like they should have to drug a woman? When you like that, Michelle, and I can tell you this, and Brenda sitting right here, she can shake her head. When we were singing and stuff, they didn't care if Brenda, like with Right Out just said, they didn't care if Brenda was standing right there.
Yeah,
they gonna make it move.
Oh yeah,
they was gonna push up.
Yeah,
yeah.
And so why do y'all resist it? People like Beyonce and Janet Jackson, and you don't hear that kind of stuff coming from women. Just like you said, this dude approached you. What's the difference? Because a lot of women, we've been had this conversation since Eric Bond's show, but it's always men that make comments about it. What's the difference between y'all and us, where we get ourselves caught up for the poo nanny, but y'all don't get caught up with that kind of stuff?
So I would just say, and I can see you want to get in right away.
Whoa.
I will say that there are some women who do get caught up.
Yeah.
They just cover their stuff away way better than most men do. Men tend to be sloppy when they cheating and when they doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. We notice, women notice. They notice the changes in you're
moving around.
Yeah, we watching you, and we know when something, just like when you come in your house, if something is out of place in your house because you know where you left it, you know how it looked, or it just feels off. And so men typically are sloppy, even though a lot of them think they are not. Even your coworkers can see when you out of order. I had brothers that I work with in other settings, and I'm like, "Hey, fam, I see you, right? What you talking about? What you talking about? I saw you, and if I see you, trust me, your wife see you, and other people see you, and you ain't hiding it. You ain't smooth like that. So men just typically, to me, just are sloppy, and they end up getting hemmed up. And then, sometimes they just have spouses who don't give a damn. Do you, bruh? Because as long as I'm getting a paycheck and the bills stay paid, I could care less. Or I'm doing my own thing too. But a lot of times it's just about women are way more methodical. We're way more careful, and not quite as callous. Because we still care about keeping our home. We still care about keeping the marriage or the relationship. But we may step out, and then we step, but we don't stay out. Bruh step and get hung up. Now you dating the chick like you don't know you got a wife. So now you
I'm in love with a stripper.
I'm just saying. So bruhs do too much. So that's what I would say. Men do too much. Yes.
Can I say this, Michelle?
Of course.
And you know who I learned my moves from?
Who? Not my
Watching y'all.
Yeah, that's what my brother says. Being around a bunch of women.
Yeah.
Because women know how to. To me, and I sent this text to Keith yesterday. Women are the true players.
Yeah.
They don't know how to pop collars. Like you said, Michelle, we don't know how to. We get egotistic and we get the big head and stuff like that. Women move smooth.
Mm-hmm. Most of them, the smart ones do.
A wise woman told me this. She said, she said, we can go out and bump up 7 guys in a day.
And you'll never know.
Y'all dump us with no.
We'll never know. Yeah.
Would never know.
Not 7.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
more like 8.
No, I think that is absolutely true. And it's just because of the things that women have to do in life that just give them a certain set of skills. Because you managing everything, you got to hold it together when your world is falling down, but you got to still take care of these kids. You still got to make sure dinner's on table. You still got to go to work. You still got to do your job. And so and you usually are the last person that is getting care because you're taking care of everybody else. So women learn very early as girls how to manage and control their behavior, particularly emotionally, and how to comport themselves. Women can be pissed off, but you would not necessarily know it unless they want you to know it.
Yeah.
So we hear stuff from our husbands and our men all the time that you like, you know what, right about now, you should be feeling my hand on the back of your neck. But you know what? I'm just going to let this moment pass.
And so,
because
you got your one caller, and I really think he a woman hater. I think he hate women that think he a true player. I'm like, buddy, you don't even know what a player. Like my uncle told me, he said, you can have all the women you want in your stable, but the one that's holding your stable down, she leave, she taking most of them with her. And so when you think you a player, you think you a pimp, that's just because they want you to think like that. But cross them over and see what's going to happen. So the one guy, and you know who I'm talking about, that think he a player, be trying to school us, you not no player. Right. And I want to see the chicks that be falling for that stuff. I would like to feel.
Stay out there. It's somebody for everybody. Yeah. They out there.
Yeah,
I would like to see what knuckleheads be falling for that foolishness he be bringing on the radio, and that's all I got to say. Thanks, Michelle. I always wanted a woman's opinion on it. But when he talk about this, a lot of women don't call the show, which I don't blame them. But I kind of wanted. I know you ain't ashamed to or scared to your opinion, so I just kind of want to hear your opinion on that.
No, thank you, George. I appreciate it. Tell Brenda we said hey. And a lot of sisters ain't gonna call because I don't need to give away game. But the reality is that most women are way smoother. I have friends I know was cheating.
See, but this is the thing, though, Shell.
And they didn't even tell me, but I do.
It says when your pattern start to change.
Pattern, not pattern. I don't know why y'all people in Wisconsin say pattern.
Listen,
it's pattern.
Where you at now? You in Wisconsin, right?
It's pattern.
So when the pattern,
just pattern.
We ain't in the South.
Insist on trying to put that R.
We ain't in the South,
the pattern.
Anyway, that word when it start to change, you in a whole heap of trouble. Especially when you notice your woman movement starts to change. I just want to say something about what George was saying about how come women don't get caught. When they do stuff like if they drugging people or doing something illegal. I do know of a point in time that it was a point in time that if a man went and said that a woman was touching him, you would get laughed at.
Oh, for sure.
And
But I think it would be bros who knew that was possible.
No.
But they would never admit that.
No, it's well, yeah. Now, because I know of a situation that a young man went to the officer and said that he was touched inappropriately, and you know what the officer told him?
I'm sure I can guess. Yeah,
you should want that.
Is if a male teacher gets at a female student, that's a problem. If a female teacher gets at a male student,
it's celebrated.
It's celebrated. At
yeah,
least,
because
until they get to the mama, then the mama got something to say.
Yeah,
but the daddy's not gonna have a whole bunch to say.
He's gonna be like, "Good,
you
good,
got with your teacher." Whoa, it's a bad.
Yeah, so it's a whole different.
Yeah, but just to answer that, and then I just got a call. I got a guest coming to the studio real quick, just to give a quick update on the conversation I had on my show a while back. But no, just to George's question, your movements do change, and people around you do notice.
Yeah.
And whether it is how often you brushing your teeth, if the cologne changes or you wasn't wearing cologne at all, if the gear looks a little bit more spiffier than usual, if all of a sudden we eating lighter, you out longer than because like we tell people, like this Milwaukee, it's only so much open after a certain time of night.
And my mama always told me.
And then the other part is that we understand, and I'm sorry, I'm coming, but we also understand you ain't got to cheat at midnight. You can cheat at 2:00 in the afternoon.
But I like cheating at midnight, though.
I'm just saying, I get it. The ambiance.
Because then I didn't cheat that day. I cheated the next day.
So either way, you can get caught and you can get handled. But I just, like I said, I wish the number of times I could tell y'all the number of times I've actually had to talk to men that I have worked with and had to go up and say, bro, you out of order.
Yeah.
And sloppy. I hope you know, people see you, fam.
Yeah.
You ain't hiding it.
Yeah.
And what you talking about, Shell? What you talking about, Shell? Here, well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
On this day.
Yeah.
And then I saw her show up over here.
Yeah.
And then I saw her over here.
Yeah.
This girl is at way too many things.
Yeah.
You messing with her, Negro.
Yeah.
And then they sitting there looking all stupid. And I'm like, and one bro, I remember when his wife divorced him, I was cheering. Because I was like, because I kept telling you.
She was supposed to.
I said, I kept telling you. You got so bold, you was doing yourself out in the open. I kept telling you. And they had a good marriage.
And now he hurt.
He raggedy. He ain't never recovered from it. And this bad part, the thing you was messing with ain't even a thing no more. It ain't even like you risked everything. Like I remember, and then I'm gonna move on because my guest just came to the studio.
Yeah.
But see, George done kicked up a can of worms. We were at Garfield Days.
Oh boy.
And this brother that a number of people know, we all know him, but some of these cats have known way longer than I have. This Negro is strolling down Garfield with some chick on his arm that's not his wife.
Eesh.
And his chest all stuck out. He looking, like, yeah, man, I'm a big man on campus. The bros that was with me left me and went and grabbed him up and was like, are you out your damn mind?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Get this chick out of here. Yeah. You need to go.
Sometimes you need a circle of friends. Yeah, you need a circle of friends to hold you accountable, to tell you, hey, bro, no, we don't do that over here. No, we ain't moving like that. And I'm gonna tell you,
and if you like, this is the other thing I used to tell my other friends, and I'm gonna pivot. But this is the thing I tell my other friends: you can't cheat on your woman and around me.
Yeah.
I'm telling.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm telling. Yeah. All my friends know it.
Yeah.
They be laughing like, Michelle.
Yeah.
Don't play with Michelle.
But I'm the same way, though.
I'm telling.
I'm the same way.
No, you ain't, because you disrespecting me and her. I'm telling. Because you think I'm trifling like you.
Like you. And birds of a feather.
Nigga, you raggedy. I'm not raggedy.
Yeah.
I'm telling.
Yeah.
They be like, Michelle.
You right.
Don't play with me.
You right.
And so this one of them, he listening right now. He know I'm talking about him.
I'm telling
you. End up with, when you do cheat on me, you end up like me with nobody. Check that out. And it's a painful experience.
Yeah.
Lifetime.
I mean, Doc, I'm with you. I ain't got nobody neither, man. It's me at Sports Center.
Right?
It's me at Sports Center.
I had a lump in my throat. That is a voice of.
Don't tell her who this guest is. Don't tell who this guest is.
See, that's I don't even know what to do. Rarely am I speechless. I'm sitting here like,
I agree with you, Doc. I agree with you.
Don't play with it.
That's
it ain't for play.
It ain't.
Women is
real
serious.
Yeah,
boy.
you're right.
They serious.
You're right, Doc.
Bring it right or don't bring it at all.
Come on, man. Hold on, man.
You know, messed up my show.
Hold on. Hey, I gotta give That's me sewing into that word.
Don't play.
Okay.
I know that's right.
So I'm not
It
gonna
ain't even worth it.
It ain't worth
It ain't even worth it.
So I'm not gonna say my guest name. I will let you. I will let him tell you what he hear. I'm telling you right now, you done messed me up. Oh my God!
I ain't got him on camera yet.
He didn't say it,
you know,
but he lives it every day.
know,
When he go home, ain't nobody to cook food.
Ain't nobody there.
Ain't nobody cleaning this house up. There ain't no telephone call in the middle of the day.
Doc. None of that.
Was all that worth it? No,
Not at all. You
Like
right.
your offering is study going up.
Yeah, hold on, man. Let me go back in my pocket, Doc. He's over here preaching this good word. I done gave him another Doc.
I'm gonna leave this with you, bro.
To see.
Okay.
You gonna die alone.
Hey, man, I was once told, man, that a young fool becomes an old fool.
Yep.
They do.
And that's true.
They do. I watched one of my people. Him and his wife had been married for a long time, and she put up with it for a long time.
Yeah.
They retired.
Unbelievable.
They retired. Now you ready to live, you know, and they was well off. You ready to live. And dude messed around again in retirement. And she said, yeah, that's enough of that.
Yeah, because now
He had, and then so now you aging.
Yeah, with nobody.
Nobody.
Wow.
She went on, did her thing. Life was good. But him struggled the whole time. It was actually pitiful to watch it. So
you even have a shorter life period or
Yeah,
span.
man,
I mean,
yeah.
because you have that internal pain that you go through, the mistakes that you've made. You become have mental issues that you
I'm
go
not gonna
through.
call your name either, but you sure seem to have a.
I
wealth
know
of
all about it,
knowledge.
brother. I know all
You sound
about
like a
it,
renowned
man.
authority on the
Some
matter.
tears come to your eyes, man.
Ain't that right?
And not only does
Well,
tears,
I'm just
it
say
hurt
this.
deep.
He think Keith here today. He trying to get on the couch.
But I tell you what, you gotta respect the brother that's willing to say it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You gotta respect the brother that's willing to say it.
Yeah.
Because I know bros won't admit they wrong to this day. And I'm like, so that divorce paperwork didn't solidify for you? You go home, Michelle. You okay? But we gonna talk about what you came here to talk about.
I'm going to talk about Central City
Okay,
Plaza.
so wait. So we're gonna start over.
Invisible person here. Brother Claiborne Benson.
Hey, Claiborne, how you doing?
I'm
today,
doing well,
sir?
thank you. Thank you. very much.
Thank you for the applause. Thank you for the applause. So Claiborne, you had been on my show not too long ago,
Yes,
making us aware of
the Central City Plaza,
right?
and the
Give us some updates.
the intent for Salvation Army and others to purchase those buildings and to do whatever it is that with the intrusion of businesses from downtown up that 6th Street corridor, the land value has increased more than triple. I mean, that land alone is 1,000,025, and just on a vacant building, and it's in horrible condition. So again, that property has become very popular. So it comes to us in the efforts of Mr. Beachy Brooks, who purchased and gets a lot of land to build those ranch-style homes at 6th Street. All of those are very nice homes. And what they also wanted to do, Thelma's Cheney, the Halyard Park area,
Okay.
and Thelma's Cheney and Emma Butts and a number of other folks are able to develop a plaza, a business, a hotel, a liquor store that later become a clinic, and then also the shopping center where there is bowling alley, there is a dining area, there is all sorts of businesses upstairs. I mean, the number of businesses that have been through there is just unbelievable. And so all of that's very important to the African American community. They had just gotten kicked out of Walnut Street in the late 1960s because the land was deteriorating. The houses were second and third generational, and the city just simply said, "Hey, move." Now, if you ask most folks today, they say the expressway kicked them out. I beg the difference. There's no expressway running through there. The city made a decision to move people out by not giving them permission to repair their homes, by allowing homes to deteriorate, just a whole host of reasons. And that was a rat hole, if I could say that. And so the people said, we want quality homes. And so they began to move west towards 20th Street and then north up on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Center Street, then later Locust. So those became the choice houses for African Americans, and we begin to spread out. We begin to not have the same kind of concentration we had throughout the 1950s when we call our community Bronzeville, as we affectionately call it today. But so I just put that background together, but I wanted to say all of this is implemented by an organization called Afro-Urban Institute. Afro-Urban Institute, as I mentioned to you before, by Mr. Ray Alexander and his staff of people, wants to do all sorts of kinds of things throughout the city of Milwaukee, mostly development. Thank you, brother. And so Central City Plaza and the Halliard Park area and the Carter Playground becomes part of their mission and plan for a regrowth and encouragement of African Americans to come back to what we consider to be our neighborhood and our environment. And so I put that backdrop put together to say to you, now the downtown is beginning to intrude onto this area, and Central City Plaza that had been there for years since the 1970s with Nixon money, it's ready. It needs either repair and other people are beginning to purchase and move into that property. Salvation Army moved into the hotel to make it available for homeless folks, and they've been there for some years now, and they have just purchased the liquor store that is just adjacent to them. And Mr. Haywood, who has purchased a building on the corner of 6th and Walnut Street, him and a anonymous partner, they own that building. And the Masonic Temple used to own that building. So that building still stands without plans, but the Salvation Army has submitted to the city of Milwaukee that they want to take the liquor store, or which was the clinic, to expand it, tear it down, perhaps remodel it, but change the character of it. And so the character is that of Mr. Robinson, Alfonso Robinson, who is the first licensed African-American architect in the city of Milwaukee. Alfonso Robinson designs the fire station and hundreds of African-American homes throughout the Milwaukee County that Black people who migrated up here and say, I want my own home. I want to build my own home with special African-American treatments to it. And he, in his own way, creates an Ndinka African spirit in each of these homes that he built. Central City Plaza is also that way. You can take a look at the designs, the circle designs, and the shapings of the building. You can see that. And the building right across the street here is a building designed by Mr. Robinson. Again, he is designing these in an African spirit, and so the buildings have been abandoned. And
you know what? And just real quick,
yeah.
I didn't realize Alfonso Robinson
Yes.
built Perkins.
He did.
He designed
He
Perkins.
did. He certainly did.
That's crazy.
He did.
Okay.
He did. He
Okay.
and hundreds of other buildings.
Yeah.
Mostly residents. He built vesselways and hallways that were unique to African Americans. Black people wanted libraries in their houses. Fowler Robinson did it for them. He did special, and he did it in an African-centered perspective. He was very unique and special, a World War II veteran and a very significant person. So he also built the Central City Plaza. Emma Butts, Thelma Chaney, and a number of other people came together and said, we want to build a Central City Plaza, a shopping area for those residents across the street that
senior building.
Those residents, those subdivision residents, kind of ranch style homes, that they would have some place to come and to go. And so thus he does. Now I'm gonna bring it up to date because I know we're running out of time. The Salvation Army goes to the city of Milwaukee and say, we have purchased this building for $1 million such, and that building was never worth $1 million. It's the smallest building on the lot, but nevertheless, because of the changing of the economics of that community, it's going for a lot more money. Masonic Temple moves out of the major building, and so Salvation Army says, we want to do whatever we want with this building, perhaps tear it down, but then maybe to remodel it, but we want to do it in our. It goes before the Historical Preservations Committee in downtown in the city of Milwaukee, and the city of Milwaukee says, let's take it before the committee and let's make a decision. And so we've met for the last 3 months to discuss it, and the decision March the 3rd, decision on the part of the city was to maintain historical preservations of the building, meaning that you cannot change the outer casing of the building,
right?
And so and you cannot change it. And so that was a victory for this community. That's an important victory. So then where do we go from this point? It has to go before the zoning committee, and the zoning committee says, you're coming before us, but we're going to include economic development along with our historical preservations. Yes, we understand the design is special and unique, but then we want to say that this building, that there must be an economic foot to this. This building is too valuable. This land is too valuable for us just to look at historical significance important. And so that's where we're at now. Now, we haven't gone before the zoning committee, but for the zoning committee to reevaluate this and make a decision, Black people need to show up and even show out. Clearly, we more than showing up, we need to put together a plan that brings some economic insight to that building. We can't just reserve that building and say it's going to stay there like it is. We need to be able to make that building a viable building for future use. I mean, given the community that it exists in, we need to come in. Obviously, I'm going to see if there can be historical preservation dollars that can be put in it, and it does qualify for that.
So let me just ask this, because when Lakeisha had her, Dr. Mars had her kidney transplant, the building that we stayed in at the Mayo, out down the street from the Mayo Clinic, it was a new build, but they had a portion of it that was a historical designation.
Yes.
So to your point, the outside of that building stayed the same.
That's right. Yes.
But the inside, and even though I take it back, the building itself stayed the same. There were some updates, but for the most part, they left everything intact. But they built new structures on the sides of it.
You can do that.
And then adjoined it.
You can do that.
So that they didn't compromise the history,
the design of
design of this building.
Right.
And so what is it that, and because we are now at the clock, but what is it that you would like?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I want the building to stay and maintain its integrity.
Is zoning potentially saying, while we appreciate the historic significance,
that's right.
If we can't make it make money and make sense, we still could tear it down?
That's right. we still can change the decision of the historical preservation committee.
Okay.
Right. They
So
can
the
do
zoning
that.
committee can trump
That's right.
what the historical preservation
That's
committee
right.
said.
We've had one victory, but we need the second victory.
So when
to
is the next
preserve it.
meeting? Do we know?
They haven't scheduled it yet.
So you'll make sure you keep us aware.
I will keep you.
And
I
then
want the community to be aware of it as well.
First of all, thank you for the work that you're doing. I know that this has been, a lot of time invested in trying to educate people about this issue. And I think where your voice and others not there, this might have already happened.
Yeah.
It would have just been rubber stamped and moved through. The fact that you highlighted it has people paying attention.
Sure.
So you let me know when is the meeting. I'll make sure that the community knows and we'll show up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Claiborne.
Bye, community. Have a good day.
All right, y'all. So I am going to wrap the show for today. It took a couple of unexpected turns. Thank you, George. Thank you, George, for messing up the last part of the show.
No, bring the light, the real truth.
I'm about to choke it. I need to Heimlich myself. Thank you. And thank you to Keith Paris for trusting me with his show, his baby. Hopefully, we didn't do too much harm. Jermaine, Debo, appreciate y'all, bro.
It was an improvement today.
Look, and God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Oh, the creek rises.
He will see you tomorrow. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.